kumala sa majority. May ganun ho bang nasabi po sa inyo?
Paulit-ulit si JB, sinasabi niya na nung araw pa yan, rehash daw yan eh. And he was interviewed and quoted that, I think about more than 2 weeks ago, when the issue of the interview of Senator Lacson mentioned about certain insertions of some senators, or almost all like that. Parang ganun yung grabe. That was the reaction of Senator JV the following day. But after that, when I explained what insertions and amendments are and how it is really placed in the budget, at yun yung mga nabanggit na yun ay karamihan naman yung amendments, it all settled down eh. So the issue that is being placed in social media and some mainstream media reports about Senator JB, I am very sure that he will deny it now. You know, he did say that before. But in fact, I was on the phone with him yesterday, telling him about plano ni Senator Lacson, and he was quite worried. Sabi niya, mahirap papag-usapan natin, parang gano'n. And then he also, he told me na baka iniisip ni Senator Lacson yung mga nilalabas sa media tungkol sa sinabi ko, baka that influences him. Sabi ni Senator JB, that's an old rehash, sabi niya. Wala akong sinasabing ganon. And I think he talked to, Senator JB called Ping to tell him that.
As far as you know, SP, walang kahit sinong miyembro ng mayorya ang kakalas at this time po?
Yes, yes.
SP, kung sakaling matuloy po yung resignation ni Senator King, sino po yung posibleng pumalit? Saka itutuloy pa po ba yung mga hearing ng Blue Ribbon kahit mag-resign na si Senator King?
The Blue Ribbon is always alive as far as the Senate is concerned. Kaya siya lang ang pwedeng mag-motu proprio hearing without a resolution, without a privilege speech, without any bill referred to it. Motu proprio by the chairman. Kaya laging buhay ang Blue Ribbon. Hindi mawawala yan. Hindi nawawala yan. Maaaring na-postpone kumisan, suspend, but it is always ongoing. Now, if indeed Senator Lacson resigns, his candidate would be a very good, it will be something to consider. But we will leave it up to the members of the majority. We'll talk about it first. We'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Pero sir, yung flood control investigation, ipagpapatuloy pa rin po ba?
Siyempre, kung ano yung mga dapat maipadala na namin. Meron kami mga nakuha na eh. Marami ng informasyon na nakuha eh. Ang importante dito, ipadala ito sa ICI and the DOJ so that they continue with it can aid them in their the performance of their mandates. Laking tulong yun, palagay ko, sa kanila.
SP, kayo po ba personally, meron po kayo, sir, nasa harap na ako. SP, kayo po personally, meron kayong pick for the Blue Ribbon Chair? For the meron po kayong gustong choice ninyo for Blue Ribbon Chairman?
Other than Senator Lacson? There are about 3 or 4 members of the Senate who I think would be able to handle it also, but mahirap sundan din yung footsteps ni Senator Lacson.
Sir, itong mga lang po, parang change of leadership again, tingin nyo outside forces po, meron nang iintriga lang sa Senado?
Posible. Malamang may mga nag-iintriga lang sa Senado. Sige, sapagkat pagkausap ko naman yung leadership ng minority, wala naman kaming hindi pinagkakaunawaan eh.
Sir, political?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Meron na kayo isip na kung anong grupo?
I don't know. Pwede manggaling sa kaliwat kanan niya, whatever. Hindi na. we should not allow these talks to hamper the work of the Senate. And that's the reason that last week we decided to suspend the sessions habang wala yung mga agenda na mayroong mga bills pending. Nakita yung mga pending na treaty, pinarasa lang muna namin. Then we suspended to allow the budget deliberations and the budget hearings, I should say, to allow the budget hearings to continue without stoppage. Kasi nangyayari every 3 p.m. because of the session, they have to stop the budget hearings and the other hearings of the different the committees, because the only way we can get the agenda into the plenary is when the committees are done and are ready to report out the bills. One thing that I'm sure not a lot of people are aware of, or there are few who are not aware of the fact that the Senate works on committees, through committees. The Senate works through committees. We don't work in plenary. We work through committees. Kaya ang mga bills at ang agenda ay nanggagaling sa committee work. And in this case, because of the single most important piece of legislation to be passed, the budget, the GAA for 2026, we should be very clean, other than what happened in the 2025 budget. I think it needs our full attention, and that is the reason that in this suspension of the final week of the sessions and into the break is only as far as the both houses are concerned. But as far as the Senate is concerned, it is a working break because of the budget hearings and the committee hearings. Ayan.
Approve nyo na po ba yung hiling ng House na sa October 3 na kayo mag-adjourn?
October 13,
Yes, sir.
they sent me a notice, and that is prescribed in the Constitution, na kapag merong nag-adjourn na isang House, kailangan merong 3 days notice yung isa kung siya ay mag-a-adjourn ng maaga or mag-a-adjourn ng delay. The maximum allowed is 3 days. And that is the reason that they that's the reason that they will adjourn on the 13th, but we will adjourn on the 10th. Okay? Ayun. Yun. Now, why are they adjourning on the 13th? And this is, of course, born out of my talks with Speaker Boji D and their majority leader and their minority leader and the chairman of the appropriations, Congresswoman Representative Swansea. Ang napag-usapan is they will not be given by the President the certificate of urgency. So they needed that instead of passing on second reading on the 10th and passing on third reading on the 10th. Because they can only do that if there is a certification of urgency by the President. The President does not want to certify the budget as urgent so that there will be time to go through the budget in at least 3 days para mabasa mabuti kung lahat yung pinapadala. I think that is the thinking himself. The President himself said that. Ayaw niya nung i-shortcut yung 3-day rule. So ganun din. Pagdating sa Senate yan, ganyan na rin yan. I'm sure he will not.
Pero sir, usually po merong certification nun sir, no? Na taon-taon, parang
taon-taon.
normal po siya.
Taon-taon, dahil pinapass break.
Opo.
Ayaw nga ni Presidente ngayon na maisip daw na ipapass break. So ayaw niya nung 3-day rule, according to Speaker Boji. So I'm sure, I expect the same thing in the Senate.
So, hindi nyo yung napag-usapan sa LEDAC? Hindi nyo po napag-usapan with the President yun sa LEDAC?
Nabanggit din niya, pero in passing. And in the LEDAC, we were able to coordinate lang or pinagsama-sama namin yung bills ng mga senador, top 3 each, pero may mga ibang hawig-hawig, the total was 68. And in the House, 100 something, 200 something. And then, meron ang DepEd, yung DepEd, ano? DepEd meron. So pinagsama-sama namin yun. In the first regular session of the 20th Congress, which is now, at least there are 12 in the LEDAC that was agreed upon in the LEDAC with the President's consent.
Sir, yung hindi po pag-certify as urgent nung budget, hindi naman siya makaka-affect or makaka-delay dun sa proseso.
Hindi, makakabuti. Sapagkat
Why, sir?
lagi na lang eh. Nagmamadali ang Congress nung araw pa hanggang ngayon. Pagdating nung aapurahin yung pagpapapasa on second reading, tapos hihingi ng certification sa Presidente para the 3-day rule is removed. Ano? Papasa na rin on the same day. Tanong, nabasa nyo ba? Di ba? Tanongin mo yung mga congressman saka mga senador. Nabasa nyo ba pagkatapos ng second reading? Di ba? So maganda talaga na tama yan, na hindi approve on the same day. You have 3 days to go over and review what you approved on second reading before you vote in a nominal vote on the third reading.
Sir, dahil po dun, bukod sa insertion, sir, yung ganong paspasan, nagparaan din, sir, para mailusot yung insertions.
Correct. Pag hindi in-approve on second reading, ano, at somewhere along the way pinasok ang amendment or in the BICAM, pinasok insertion 'yun. 'Yun ang insertion. 'Yun ang hindi natin dapat tinotolerate, ano? Kahit anong ganda ng insertion. Sabi mo, pagpapagawa ng ospital sa kung saan lugar. Importante is you do it in plenary so talagang naka-record kung sino nag-propose, ano pinropose, at saan kukunin yung pambayad doon sa pinopropose niya. Maliwanag, Hindi yung nangyayari ng mga nakaraan which was highlighted by the 2025, Kaya pumutok lahat ito dahil sinabi ng Presidente bigla sa SONA, nagulat siya rin sa 2025 budget. Biglang yung unprogrammed hindi mo alam sino naglagay, saan ang galing, sinong gumamit, di ba? So, and again, I have discussed it with our chairman of the Committee on Finance. We will, as much as possible, and if possible, 100% no unprogrammed funds.
Sir, anong decision po dyan, sir?
Oh, yeah. Oh, kami ni Senator Gatchalian.
So, final decision na
Yeah,
yan, sir?
we will make sure that when we discuss the budget finally on second reading, before third reading, there should be no unprogrammed funds. I-program natin kung anong kailangan ng executive, ano talaga dapat i-program natin.
Paano yung mga
Para
foreign
maliwanag,
assisted?
kitang-kita, hindi yung pagdating ng nakapasa na yung budget, biglang, si ganyan, pwede rito, ganito, pwedeng ilipat dito, hindi pwede yun.
Sir, paano po yung mga foreign assisted daw?
Hindi natin gagalawin yun. Yung foreign assisted lang ang ia-allow natin doon sa tinatawag na ang program funds. Yung lang foreign assisted. Wala nung singit.
SP,
Sa ano ba? Sa NEP po ba may UA agad? And would you know kung magkano yun ngayon for 2020?
I have to check. I think you'd better ask Senator Gatchalian that question. Medyo ano yan. I will be talking off my hat if I answer that. And I answer it wrongly. No?
SP, sorry, hindi pa rin ako naka-move on kay Senping. Sir, yung tawag niya sa inyo kahapon, SP, nagpaalam na siya formally na bababa na siya ng Blue Ribbon. Can we say that?
Wait, let me recall. Sino ba tumawag? Ako ba tumawag o siya tumawag? Teka. No, I sent him a text. I said, can you take a call? He called. No. And then I said na ano ba partner yung sinabi mo sa ano? media, sabi nga niya. Sabi niya, hindi, magsasabi talaga ako sa'yo. Sabi niya, natanong lang ako. Parang like that, you know. And then, you know, it's very frustrating. Ano naman, sabi niya. Ganun yung conversation namin. And the rest of the conversation is private conversation. You should not ask.
Pero sinabi sa TV na nagpaalam na sa inyo si Senting as far as yung pagbabago ng Blue Ribbon.
What is that again?
Nagpaalam na si Senting sa inyo sa pagbaba niya sa Blue Ribbon.
Sinasabi niya nagpaplano siya na mag-resign.
So, not-final pala.
Well, until I receive the letter or he stands up on the floor and says he's resigning, he plans to resign. That's the accurate phrase. He's planning to resign.
Pero SP, sa plenary lang po siya pwede resign.
Ha?
Sa plenary po siya.
Pwede siyang sumulat. Pwede rin sa plenary. Pero what will happen is that we will, if he does that on the floor or he sends a letter, the only time he is deemed resigned is when we elect a new chairman. Di ba? Technically. Unless he says, no, I'm resigning now, and I'm sending the letter now. Unless he does that, then bakante bigla yung Blue Ribbon.
Yung caucus po sa Wednesday, SP, doon mapapag-usapan if ever itong pagbaba niya at kung sino yung papalit. Pwede
Sino
ba?
may sabi sa'yo may koko sa Wednesday?
Sir, sinabi niyo sa group natin.
Sinabi ko ba?
Wednesday or Thursday?
Oh, yun, merong or Thursday eh.
So, Thursday.
No, I'm not sure. Maybe Wednesday. Tinatanong ko muna kung ano yung preferred nung aming mga kasama. You know, I lead by consensus. Alam mo naman tayo, hindi.
SP, sorry. Kailangan ko itanong. So, sa Friday, wala po tayong ine-expect na palitan leadership sa pag-resume po at sa bago magsara yung mag-adjourn po?
Wala kaming ini-expect na gano'n.
SP po lang po. Sakali po na mag-resign nga po or mag-withdraw sa pwesto si Senator Ping, ano po bang mangyayari doon kila Curly Discaya, kila Bryce Hernandez na nasa under custody?
Yung mga naka-contempt, they're still under contempt. Their contempt stems from the Blue Ribbon Committee, not from Senator Lacson. So they remain in contempt. Ano yun, mas mabuti para sa DOJ yun at saka sa ICI sapagkat pag kailangan sila, hinihiram lang sa Senate, nagpapaalam na sa akin. And I informed the Blue Ribbon na pinapadala sila ron para iniimbestigahan tapos babalik dito. Kung wala na yung contempt nila, baka mahirapan tayong hagilapin sila pag kailangan sila ng DOJ.
Sir, sabi po ni Senator Lacson, dun sa supposedly hearing po, sir, maaga pa. Sir, sabi ni sabi ni Senator Lacson, sir, dun sa sana ay hearing on Wednesday, na-cancel lang po. Meron siyang tentative na listahan po ng imbitahin and kasama doon sina Congressman Zaldico and Congressman Romualdez. Sir, kung itutuloy ang investigation, are you inclined to sign the invitation po?
We will leave it to the mahirap manghula ng pwedeng mangyari. So we leave it to the new chairman if there's going to be invitations. But as far as I was not aware of that really. Ang alam ko, kaya biglang sana tumatawag ng hearing, request ni Senator JB. Meron silang mga district engineers or mga DPWH employees na gusto niyang imbita. Yun ang pagkakaalam ko.
Pero sir,
Kasi saldi ko, paano mo iimbitahin yun? Nasa ano?
Tingnan, sir. Pag hindi po na-serve yung invitation, sir, that would be followed by with the subpoena and
Usually,
arrest.
kung medyo naman tayo, usually invitation. Pag hindi inono ni invitation, show cause, order. Maganda explanation, wala ka magagawa. Hindi maganda explanation or hindi natin gusto yung explanation, then subpoena kasunod.
Pero sir, announced na po rin ni Senator Lacson last week, sir, na iimbitahin po sina Congressman Zaldico and Congressman Romualdez. So,
Ganun ang procedure nun. If that is, if it did, if it will push through, or if it would have pushed through.
pero sir, kasi congressman pa rin si Congressman Romualdez, Congressman Saldico is no
May
longer. So,
parliamentary ethics na pwedeng pagdaanan doon. Isaldi ko, hindi na.
Opo.
Wala ng parliamentary ethics yun.
so pag-uusapan niyo pa po, sir, sa majority block kung padadala ng invitation si Congressman Romualdez o basta in-endorse po ng Blue Ribbon Committee, you'll sign?
But siyempre kung ano sabihin ng Blue Ribbon Committee. Okay. Oh.
Do you share yung frustration po ni Senator?
To a certain extent. To a certain extent. Kasi kumisan kasi yung mga hearing namin na kung napapanood nyo naman siguro may mga spurious Di ba? May mga spurious na mga hindi naman dapat na pinag-uusapan sa Blue Ribbon nakakasingit So to a certain extent I understand his frustration. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
President is currently viewing the World Bank 80th Anniversary exhibit outside, accompanied by DepDev Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, Secretary Go, World Bank Division Director Zafer Mustafoglu, World Bank Operations Manager Dan Dan Chen, and IFC Manager Amena Arif. The special photo exhibit honors 8 decades of partnership between the World Bank and the Philippines. On December 27, 1945, the Philippines became a founding member of the World Bank Group by joining the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. That year, Ambassador Carlos P. Romulo signed the IBRD Articles of Agreement on behalf of the Philippines. The World Bank Group and the Philippines have worked side by side, mobilizing finance, knowledge, and partnerships to end poverty, expand opportunities, and create more and better jobs. Together, we have upgraded infrastructure that connects workers to markets, improved health, nutrition, and education to build a skilled workforce, strengthened climate and disaster resilience to protect livelihoods, promoted peace to enable local enterprise, and boosted competitiveness to help businesses start, grow, and create employment. Through challenges and renewal, the bank has backed a strong, inclusive economy with the poor and vulnerable at the center, promoting job-rich growth, entrepreneurship, and decent work across regions and sectors, including women and youth. The Philippines has made remarkable development progress in recent years. The new country partnership framework marks a key milestone in our partnership. It is designed to help the Philippines build on this positive momentum to further reduce regional disparities and invest in education and health. The Philippines World Bank Group Partnership is and remains a partnership for progress. President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Panahon na ng pagbabago, dahil sa ito ay kinakailangan tayo na
Philippine National Anthem, followed by a doxology by the DepDev Chorale. Please be seated. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. We are all gathered here for the Philippine Development Forum 2025, bringing together the country's key stakeholders to engage in dialogue on deep economic and social transformations for national development. To officially open our program, please welcome the Department of Economy, Planning and Development Secretary, Arsenio M. Balisacan.
His Excellency President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr., distinguished members of the Diplomatic Corps and development partners, honorable members of the Cabinet, esteemed colleagues in government, friends from the private sector, civil society, and academe, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, it is my honor to welcome you to the Philippine Development Forum 2025. This forum is the government's key platform for dialogue with our development partners and stakeholders. It allows us to ensure that international cooperation remains aligned with our strategic priorities and that development assistance is truly impactful for Filipino families and communities. We are now midway through the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028 and just 15 years away from our long-term vision under Ambition Natin 2040, a vision of secure, comfortable, and prosperous lives for all Filipinos. As the President has often underscored, development must not be measured only in numbers, but in the meaningful change that uplifts people's lives. This year's theme, Bringing Together Progress for All, Services that Matter, Results that Last, reminds us that our work must be people-centered, strategic, and enduring. I invite everyone here to engage with openness and collaboration. Only through strong partnerships can we deliver results that are coherent, impactful, and lasting. Thank you, and welcome to the Philippine Development Forum 2025.
Thank you, Secretary Balisacan, for officially opening today's forum. To give us an overview of the forum's objectives and the context that brings us here today, let us all watch this audio-visual presentation on the Philippine Development Forum 2025.
The Philippines stands at a pivotal moment in its development journey. Today, we shape our nation's future through meaningful partnerships and collaborative action, delivering real change, transforming lives, and creating opportunities that uplift every Filipino. In 2022, the Marcos administration embarked on an ambitious development agenda. Guided by the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028, programs and projects were pursued to reinvigorate job creation and accelerate poverty reduction, steering the economy back onto a high-growth path. From 2026 to 2028, the Philippine economy is projected to expand by